Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. We're just going to double check and see how much lower this coin could go. Thankfully, continued a lot lower for similar our community members who shorted after watching my video from yesterday. We also shorted what was it, Avalanche and Bitcoin too. So took some decent profit there in 20 hours, 21% from AVAX, and then Bitcoin 15% there in roughly 2 days. We actually have a reef long that took some nice profits yesterday as well, 55%. So congrats to that, as well as our day traders too here. Chainlink, BNB, XRP, that is doing very well. So again, we recover this small loss here with a larger win for XRP. Again, you got to hedge your longs with some shorts sometimes, folks. That's exactly what we're doing right now. So is Solana worthwhile taking a short right now? I get that question a lot. Yeah, I would say yes and no. We might be maxing ourselves out here. So let's double check a few key factors and see. And also, a quick little heads up: if you're part of my community, make sure you 100% reference my signals guide. It's really straightforward, but I explain how to set up your trades and the right way to go. Because again, risk tolerance and those things often evades a lot of people. So I can assure you that if you follow that strategy, it works very well. Congrats again to our community members who are profitable. So take a look here at the liquidation. Obviously, we know there's a big accumulation at 120. Those are some shorts that are having some very good success. But a lot of longs are getting wrecked right now. So try not to long this coin for the moment. I think it's a little premature. Bitcoin pulling back to we're expecting 50,000 as a possible retest. And if so, then we will see again Solana maybe in the 105 to 100 range. Possibly even lower, but I think we have a decent amount of support at that 98 to 100 level, as we've discussed multiple times in the past. So I don't think that we're going to see that quite that low, but generally speaking here, we can see liquidation is anywhere between 100 and 105. Heaviest concentration at 105, which is really close to the price action right now, so you do want to be careful. But again, you saw a nice little candle wick there to 105 exactly, so we got some late longs here entering the market. So let's talk about that. Is it worth taking a late long here at this point? Let's double check and see if this tells us anything. First of all, just to kind of clarify, this is that volume profile I'm talking about. We got 97 to 100, very strong amount of accumulation at that level. Okay, so that's a very strong area of support if the price continues lower, so just know that would be a solid place to consider entry between 98 to 100. Obviously, we're not there yet, but we continue, that's the case. We can also see here, almost exactly, the 50-day SMA hanging out right there at that exact level. Okay, if we zoom in, we can also see the 20-day working its way up here, concurrent with the ascending trend. Okay, so the 20-day SMA is looking pretty decent as well in that sense as far as potential support level at roughly 104, possibly 105 here in the near future. Again, it keeps averaging itself out upwards until it doesn't. Take a look at some things here. Stochastic RSI pulling back, traditional MFI and RSI also kind of hanging out there. We're above 50 in the RSI. That's the important thing. Stochastic will swing down. Of course, it's natural for that to happen. But until we diverge here on the MACD, we don't have any cause for ultimate concern. Okay, so we're not like in dire straits here or doing terrible, but generally speaking here, we're ascending with this trend line here, and that's the important thing. We've got 1, 2, 3 tests of this trend line so far, and we're still above the 20-day SMA. Okay, so that's typically a very positive sign. Okay, so please understand, the sky is not falling. Just because you decide to short this coin for a few days doesn't mean that you're bearish on it either. Some people need to realize that too. When I send out a Bitcoin short, for example, it's simply a hedge against our longs to ensure that we take some profit on the way down if we need to. Okay, so again, that's working out fairly well for us, but once more, you never truly know. That's why it's a tight short position, because you never want to just kind of go hard and heavy with short positions right now. It's typically very risky. Having said that, we can see we're below the 20 and the 50-day SMA on the 4 hour. It's not great, but it's not terrible. We're above the other two, the 100 and the 200, both running once again ascendingly with the trend line. We can see stochastic is pulling back. That's normal because we just saw that massive red candle. We still have some more room for downside though. Keep in mind we're not quite at 30 on the RSI, but MFI being so low, hypothetically that wouldn't be the worst consideration to take along, as long as it's a tight long and more so designed as a day trade. What I mean by that is when you have MFI dropping sub 20, that's typically a sign of reversal because the money's been being pulled out of this coin for a very long time. So you take a look at this here. I mean, ever since the top, February 14th, we've had 3 days of straight down for the money flow index. Okay? That really just implies that a recovery could happen soon. So if we take a look at TD sequential here, we can see we got a 9 on TD sequential. The price resets, goes sideways, and comes back down. So the truth is, we could see the price continue much lower for a lot longer. just because we are not massively overextended. We got some nice little consolidation there at that resistance of 0.5 on fib, roughly at 111. Yeah. So we can presume 111 and 109 are the new resistances. It's kind of that golden pocket slash 0.618, 0.5 fib level. Those are areas in which we got to respect. So being below that is not great. We're also below this relatively newer double bottom here, so to speak, at 108. So I'd say 108 to 111 is going to be a resistance channel for us, partly because we have a lot of volume above working as a resistance, but also just those normal fib levels too. So generally speaking, this is not fantastic. I am not promoting or suggesting you take a long position right now. We do see, however, we did take an overextension to the downside here at about 107, which is fantastic. And basically just implying that the price action may be bottoming out. Okay? Again, if you see this here before, it did a very similar thing. False positives and then price comes down. So we could very well be seeing a natural fake out here where the price continues up over, breaks through this descending trend line, or ascending trend line rather, and then we see the price continue lower. So that's a possibility. Okay? Likely put here, though, if we take a look at the cloud, we can just confirm that we're truly bearish. I talked about this yesterday as to why you should not long this coin. Thank you for the feedback I received in comments too. I'm glad that worked out well for you. And again, if you want to work better, CryptoCash.tech is a site. I've actually got a trading university where you can learn how to become a better trader, and I teach you everything that I know. Having said all that, lagging span is below the price action, free and clear. Conversion line is below the baseline, and we're well below the cloud. So there's 0 out of 3 reasons to consider a long position, and 3 out of 3 to keep your short position open. Okay. So again, that's kind of where we're at there. I don't think we've truly found our bottom yet, but we're getting close. I would say that if we continue progressing lower, the 98 to 103 range will provide some support. This potential double bottom here, essentially, if you will, and then also mainly just that volume profile we discussed previously. A lot of support based on moving averages at that 98 to 100 range. Okay? So I'm actually hoping we do see a $100 mark so I can go ahead and add to my position at that point and just continue to stack the Solana bags there. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. Hope this was beneficial. Quick little heads up, we are orchestrating the trading competition for Bitunix. Link down below if you need to register. You have to use my link to register to be qualified for that. We get some nice rewards there too, but we use them because there's no KYC or VPN, but we're going to have a $10,000 prize pool at the end of the month. We're just going to figure out a good schedule for us and get that taken care of. Again, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.